Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg. Well, cloudy skies, temperature right now, 40 degrees on the barn thermometer. It does feel a little colder than that with the humidity and a light breeze out there. But when we look at the grand scheme of things, it's a good opportunity to get a few things done outside, even though it is mud season right now, as sloppy as it is, before colder weather moves in the first of the year. Well, beneficial ownership information reporting is what's making agricultural headlines. It's something that falls under the Corporate Transparency Act, and you may have heard that the requirement that was set for January the 1st had been postponed sort of indefinitely. Well, a court has changed that, and farmers now face this BOI reporting deadline because of that appeals court reinstating the rule. The new deadline is on January the 13th, so 2 weeks beyond where it originally was. Now, if we take a look at this concept, Congress passed the CTA, the Corporate Transparency Act, as a way to reduce financial crimes such as tax fraud and money laundering. And then this BOI requirement applies to any small business that files documents to incorporate with their state business authority. So that would be if you are an LLC or other structure such as that. Registered businesses then have to register any beneficial owners of the company with the FinCEN. Now, beneficial owners include anyone with a significant stake in the company, whether or not they have direct legal ties to the business. So this may include holding at least 25% of a company's shares, having a similar level of control over the company's equity, or holding significant influence over the company's decisions and operations. Now, if a business partakes in illegal activities, each such stakeholder is accountable for the crimes of that business. Now, the process to file is not difficult and can be done in a matter of minutes on the website. Businesses that fail to file or do not update records when needed could face criminal fines up to $10,000 and an additional civil penalty up to $591 a day. Failure to file could also lead to felony charges and up to 2 years in prison in a worst-case scenario. Now, this Court of Appeals ruling could put tens of thousands of farmers in the legal crosshairs for failing to register their business with the federal government. That, according to the American Farm Bureau Federation, as they estimate more than 230,000 farm operations are affected by these BOI provisions, and farmers are encouraged to contact an accountant or their attorney if they're unsure whether they are required to file their business's BOI with FinCEN. Let's get an update now on your Thursday weather forecast, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com.
A decent amount of cloud cover still holding on in Ohio for this afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at your forecast update. I won't rule out sunshine. If you see sunshine, it's a bonus this afternoon, but I also can't rule out a couple of spits or sprinkles, especially southern and southwestern parts of the state. I do think that we are predominantly precipitation-free today. Looking at our next round of moisture coming in tomorrow midday and afternoon, starting in southwestern Ohio, spreading through the rest of the state late afternoon, evening, and overnight. On again, off again moisture for both Saturday and Sunday. Combined over the 3-day stretch, I think we can see anywhere from a quarter to 1 inch in Ohio. Follow that up with a dry Monday and much colder air Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, taking a look at where fertilizer prices are going for the third week of December. Again, this information tracked by DTN. 6 fertilizers logged lower prices, while 2 are slightly higher. As has been the case in recent weeks, none of the fertilizers had a sizable price increase or decline. Now, the 6 slightly lower fertilizers are DAP, which had an average price of $738 a ton. MAP was $810 a ton, while potash was $442 a ton. Urea was $488 a ton. UAN 28 came in at $320 a ton, and anhydrous at $363 a ton. Now, the two that were just slightly more expensive than a month ago, 1034 had an average price of $613 a ton, and anhydrous ammonia was at $721 a ton, looking back to last month. Stay tuned. We'll be back to take a look at your markets after this.
The only competition that really matters is you versus you. And with the performance of Veltima fungicide from BASF, you can take your best results even further. Veltima fungicide is on your side to out-yield the competition by an average of 7 bushels per acre, but you've never been average. Beat your own record, get every bushel you deserve, and make this your best season yet with Veltima fungicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
Let's get an analysis on today's markets from Leist Mercantile. This update brought to us by Brandt, helping growers take control for over 70 years.
I'm Ryan Metzger with Leist Mercantile, providing your weekending technical recap. We got March 25 corn futures with the first level of support seen at $4.46, with resistance at $4.49. January 25 soybean futures has the first level of support seen at $9.65 with resistance at $9.76. March 25 wheat futures has the first level support seen at $5.34 with resistance at $5.45. For bullish momentum, we need to see closes above these key resistance levels. Please visit our website, licemercantile.com, to learn more about our grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, let's take a look now at your markets brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Positive numbers on the board as we find March corn trading up 3 cents at $4.51 and 1/2 cent. March soybeans trading up 8 cents at $9.89 and 1/4 cent, and wheat for March up 3.5 at $5.38 and 1/4 cent. This is the Ohio AgNet.